The cost of laser cutting is always a key concern for students. So here in this video, we'll provide some money-saving tips to help minimize the cost of your next job submission. There are two key elements to reducing the cost of your laser cut job: the amount of material you use and the time it takes to process. The first and most obvious tip is to reduce the amount of material you are purchasing by efficiently nesting your work to minimize the number of sheets you require. For example, if we were to take our example project from the earlier chapter, the contour pieces could have easily been organised and nested as separate pieces, which would have required far more sheets than necessary, as you can see here. However, due to condensing each cut piece and minimising the amount of waste material on each sheet, this was consolidated to only 2 sheets of 600 by 600 mm MDF. This leads us to the second and less obvious tip: how to minimise the processing time of your job. The most common strategy is to share edges of your cut pieces to reduce the amount of cutting required for your job. Wherever possible, identify identical or straight lines of cut pieces to share edges with, and minimise both material waste and cut times. In saying this, it is important to ensure you don't have overlapping and duplicate lines, as the laser cutter will read and cut each one of them, only increasing the amount of cutting time and cost of your job. Directions on how to identify and eliminate duplicate and overlapping lines has been covered in video 3.01 from the previous chapter. Another strategy is to understand the level of detail in your rastering and etching, as the laser cutter will only produce line work to a certain resolution. Therefore, reducing the rastered or etched line work in your file to the simplest level possible will significantly reduce the laser cutting processing time and save you money. Finally, if you find yourself only using a portion of a sheet, you are more than welcome to reuse the remainder of it if you believe you are going to need it again in the future. Take your original Rhino file and change all the old line work and hatching to the magenta material edge offset layer, and nest all the new line work and hatching you wish to be processed for your new job around it. Use this to save having to purchase more material and reduce waste by handing the material to the guru desk with a note referencing your job number, student number, and name. Hopefully these tips provided in this video will help you save some money with your future laser cutting projects.